The American Revolution reignites on March 29th when Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered brings Connor, Aveline, and a whole lot of frontier stealth action to Xbox One, PS4, and PC, and on May 21st to Nintendo Switch. Connor and Aveline's adventures through colonial America are getting the 4K treatment on compatible platforms, along with a host of improvements designed to make their classic gameplay as smooth as possible. So whether you're a returning fan or picking up a hood and musket for the first time, there's a lot to discover here.
As humble as he is brave, we could use more men like you.
For starters, the remastered Assassin's Creed 3 comes with all of its original DLC, including the episodic alternate universe story, The Tyranny of King Washington.
Never touch that.
Assassin's Creed Liberation Remastered is bundled in as well, delivering a completely separate adventure set in 18th century New Orleans. You'll even get glimpses behind the scenes with a gallery of art and videos that include footage never before seen outside of Ubisoft.
And I will tell you of another revolution, the one that mattered.
When it launched in 2012, Assassin's Creed 3 represented a huge shakeup for the historically driven series. Departing from the soaring architecture of the European and Middle Eastern cities that defined previous Assassin's Creeds, it plunges you into 18th century New York and Boston, young cities with wooden buildings, wide avenues, and maze-like alleyways. Between them lies a vast frontier to explore, filled with trees, mountains, villages, forts, and plenty of activities to discover and pursue. And if the past isn't enough, you can periodically visit the modern world to pursue stealth missions as one Desmond Miles.
It's the 21st century and you're still running around with only a tiny knife for protection?
As Connor, a half-Mohawk, half-English assassin, you'll fight your way through key moments in the American Revolution, experiencing events like the Boston Massacre and Paul Revere's Ride, while fighting a secret behind-the-scenes war against the Templars. With fluid combat abilities at your disposal, you can make short work of redcoats and pretty much everyone else with a tomahawk, sword, musket, or by freely mixing and matching a variety of other implements of death during fights. Staring down a line of muskets? Just grab the nearest enemy to use as a human shield. Staring down an entire army? Don't worry, there's probably a cannon nearby you can use. Connor also has a lot of ways to move around unseen, from creeping through low brush to jumping into moving hay carts. And in a pinch, he can move silently through branches, spear a hapless enemy with a rope dart, and leave him dangling as a grim warning to his friends. Assassin's Creed 3 expanded the series in a bunch of other important ways, not the least of which is naval combat. The aquatic missions are self-contained and mostly optional, but they're explosively action-packed. And if you had fun sinking fools in Black Flag and Odyssey, you can thank Connor and his Aquila for laying the foundation. Even on land, you can lose hours to a wide variety of open-world activities like hunting, chasing down frontier legends, or exploring hidden tunnels to unlock fast travel points. You can build up your own little village by recruiting tradespeople, each with their own stories, or you can enlist a few new assassins to your brotherhood and take advantage of their special skills like sniping or disguise. Or you can become New England's foremost expert on Nine Men's Morris or bocce. The Tyranny of King Washington complements the AC3 experience with a self-contained 3-episode romp. Developed by Ubisoft Quebec, the studio that would go on to create Assassin's Creed Syndicate and Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Tyranny takes players through a twisted alternate timeline where George Washington seizes absolute authority and Connor gains ethereal animal powers. What's at the heart of this mystery? To find out, you'll need to join forces with Thomas Jefferson and Benjamin Franklin and hunt Washington all the way to his stately New York pyramid. Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered also includes Assassin's Creed Liberation Remastered, an entirely separate adventure first created for the PlayStation Vita. Starring Aveline de Grandpré, a half-African, half-French assassin operating in 18th century New Orleans, Liberation pushes players to free slaves, explore a dense bayou with the help of smugglers, and foil a Templar plot to unearth an ancient power from Chichen Itza.
How wonderfully useful you are.
Raised in privileged surroundings, Aveline can blend in with every tier of New Orleans society with a change of costume, mingling with the upper classes in the guise of a wealthy elite, disappearing into crowds disguised as a slave, or tearing through soldiers with a machete as a deadly assassin. Originally developed for handhelds, Liberation unfolds on a smaller scale than its full-sized counterpart, with 3 comparatively small maps and fewer side activities. But its brutal combat and wilderness free-running are just as fluid and flexible as anything Connor can do, and Liberation adds a few innovations of its own, including lightning-fast chain kills, a poison blowgun that can be fired from haystacks, and a bullwhip that does exactly what you think it does. There's even a modern-day element at play here. Liberation was the first game to introduce the sinister Abstergo Corporation's entertainment wing, which set the stage for future stories, and let the hacker group Erudito guide players to hidden truths. Whether you're revisiting the colonies or discovering them for the first time, you'll be able to experience Connor and Aveline's exploits on March 29th, when Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered comes to Xbox One, PS4, and PC, and on May 21st for Nintendo Switch. For more on all things Assassin's Creed, subscribe to this channel and visit us at news.ubisoft.com.